Mastering the art of active listening. Let me ask you something simple. Have you ever talked to someone and felt like they were not really listening? They were looking at their phone, nodding sometimes, but you could feel it. They were hearing you, but not listening. Now, let me ask you another question. Have you ever done the same thing? Someone is talking to you, and you're already thinking about what to say next. Or maybe you are distracted. Or maybe you just say, without really understanding. If this feels familiar, don't worry. Most people are not good listeners. In fact, listening is one of the most underrated skills in communication. We learn how to speak, we learn how to write, but very few people learn how to truly listen. And here's the interesting part. Good listeners are often more respected, more trusted, and more successful in relationships and careers. So today, we are going to learn something very powerful. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, let's learn how to master the art of active listening. And by the end of this episode, you will start noticing conversations in a completely different way. What is active listening? Let's begin with a simple idea. Listening is not the same as hearing. Hearing is automatic. If someone speaks, you hear the sound. But listening is different. Listening means paying attention, understanding, and responding thoughtfully. Active listening means you are fully present in the conversation. You are not just waiting for your turn to speak. You are trying to understand the other person, not just their words, but also their emotions. Why most people don't listen properly. Before we learn how to listen better, let's understand why listening is difficult. One reason is distraction. Our minds are busy. We think about work, messages, plans, and many other things. So even when someone is speaking, our attention is not fully there. Another reason is impatience. Sometimes we want to respond quickly. We feel the need to give advice or share our own experience. So we stop listening halfway. And the third reason is habit. Many people are used to talking more than listening. So they don't even realize they are not listening properly. The power of being present. The first step to active listening is simple. Be present. This means giving your full attention to the person in front of you. Put your phone away, look at the person. Notice their tone and expressions. Even small actions like eye contact can make a big difference. When someone feels that you are truly present, they feel respected. And when people feel respected, they open up more. Don't listen to reply, listen to understand. This is one of the most important ideas. Most people listen with one goal: to reply. While the other person is speaking, they are already preparing their answer. But active listening is different. You listen to understand. You try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. For example, if someone says, "I had a really stressful day," instead of immediately giving advice, pause for a moment. Understand what they are feeling. Sometimes people don't need solutions. They just want to be heard. The role of silence. Silence is a powerful tool in communication. Many people feel uncomfortable with silence, so they try to fill every gap with words. But silence gives space. It allows the other person to think. It shows that you are patient. When someone finishes speaking, you don't need to respond immediately. Take a second, think, then respond. This makes your response more thoughtful. Use simple verbal signals. Active listening does not mean staying completely silent. You can show that you are engaged by using small verbal signals. Simple words like, I see. That makes sense. These small responses show that you are following the conversation. They encourage the speaker to continue. Ask better questions. Good listeners ask good questions. Questions show curiosity. They show that you care about the conversation. But the type of question matters. Instead of asking closed questions like, was it good? Ask open questions like, how did that make you feel? What happened next? Open questions invite deeper conversation. They help the other person share more. Don't interrupt. Interrupting is one of the biggest barriers to listening. It sends a message. My thoughts are more important. Even if you don't mean it that way. Let the person finish their sentence. Even if you think you understand what they are going to say. Give them the space to complete their thoughts. This shows respect. Pay attention to body language. Communication is not only about words. Body language plays a big role. Notice facial expressions, tone of voice, and pauses. Sometimes people say, I'm fine. But their tone says something else. Active listening means noticing these small signals. It helps you understand the real message. Reflect what you hear. One powerful technique is reflection. This means repeating or summarizing what the person said. For example, so you're saying that the meeting was stressful because of the deadline? This shows that you are listening carefully. It also gives the other person a chance to correct or clarify. Avoid judging too quickly. Sometimes we listen with judgment. We decide quickly if something is right or wrong. But this can block understanding. Active listening requires an open mind. You don't have to agree with everything, but you should try to understand first. Understanding comes before judgment. Benefits of active listening. Now let's talk about why this skill is so powerful. First, it improves relationships. When people feel heard, they feel valued. This creates trust. Second, it reduces misunderstandings. Many conflicts happen because people don't listen properly. Better listening leads to clearer communication. Third, it helps in learning. When you listen carefully, you understand more. And understanding leads to better knowledge. Fourth, it improves your confidence. Because when you truly understand conversations, you respond better. Practice in daily life. Active listening is a skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice. Start with small steps. In your next conversation, try to focus fully on the speaker, avoid interrupting, and ask one thoughtful question. That's enough. You don't need to be perfect. Just be a little more aware. Over time, this becomes natural. Final thought. In a world where everyone wants to speak, the person who listens stands out. Listening is not passive. It is active, powerful, and meaningful. It creates deeper connections. It builds trust. And it improves every conversation you have. Before we end today's episode, think about your last conversation. Were you truly listening? Or were you just waiting to speak? The next time someone talks to you, try something different. Slow down, listen fully, and understand before you respond. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy these simple and meaningful English podcasts, consider subscribing to the channel. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, listen more, speak less, and connect better.